Hey everyone, my name is Chad Carruthers, and this is
Clay Carruthers.
she's my daughter,
That's my dad.
and this is
Ew, music.
Ew Music is right. Okay, so what we do is we listen to music that I'm showing her for the first time, or she's showing me for the first time, or music that maybe I've shown her at one point, and she's like, "Explain this. Why is this so ew?"
Why is this lame?
Right, it's more ew, but because
Yeah.
that's the name of. So I've done music my entire professional career. I've been, dropped out of high school to be a rock band. So from 16 until now, I'm an old man now. I have been doing music full time. I've been playing in bands, producing records, mixing records, writing songs. That is the job, and that's what gives you food and it's taking care of you.
Yes. I'm a drummer for 2 years and played bass for like 2 years.
A lot of rock and roll in the house. So, that being said, we're a very musical family, and maybe I can show you some stuff or how to listen to music that maybe in a way that you haven't before,
Yep.
paying attention to things that might be new for you. So, today, what are we listening to?
We are listening to Box Full of Sharp Objects by The Used.
That sounds like something in the garage.
Yes.
It's the box of sharp objects.
Go find me that thing.
Okay, in the box of sharp objects. Okay, fantastic. So this record came out in 2002. So you were
I was in heaven.
you weren't even thought of yet. You weren't even an idea.
Yep.
So I grew up on the Used. So I loved this record. So I know this record and I showed this to her. So this was one of my favorite records, and being honest, it's about time that, we make music sad again. So let's bring back some emo. Let's bring back some aggression. And I honestly learned how to do aggressive vocals to this song. Not gonna lie. Learned how to do my scream. It's great. All right, here we go. Box Full of Sharp Objects from The Used.
Sometimes shine through the dark, glorified by what is ours. We fallen in love. We fall in love. What the best idea I ever had.
First off, I mean, like, it comes out of the gate just so raw. And if you're going to get technical with it, poorly recorded. It was like, it's their debut record, and it was just kind of rough and raw. And I think that's what was so great about this record and why everyone was like, what is this? I mean, you heard the guy's vocal. Best idea I ever had.
It sounds like a box full of sharp objects.
Well,
in a way.
his vocal starts failing. He starts like, Bert is an incredible vocalist, but it's like his voice just starts cracking because he's about to like shred it through a garbage disposal on the next part. And I just love that it was so different than what was going on the radio at 2002. 2002 was still like boy band, like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, NSYNC, all that crap. And so all of a sudden to have something so raw and so just, it was like finally like a breath of fresh air. Love this chorus. Here we go.
Today it felt better. Just knowing this matters. I just feel stronger.
So good. This verse.
Found a box of sharp objects. What a beautiful.
Come on. What do you do for a second verse? You know what we're going to do? We're going to repeat the first verse, but I'm just going to like scream my head off and like lose my mind on it. Brilliant production choice, simple songwriting. It just, it's repetitive and it lets the listener like, oh, I love that verse. And then it gives it to him again, but even more aggressive. And it just is like, oh, it's all the things that I feel inside. And I think it was such a great move. Okay, so give me your thoughts so far.
So far, like you've said, it definitely sounds low. What's it called?
Low quality
Low
production.
quality, yes.
Compared to like modern rock now.
Yeah, modern rock now is like kind of crazy.
I mean, if you listen to like Bring Me the Horizon, that stuff is so slicked out in production wise. I mean, it's like everything is like kind of perfect and everything is like it's so electronic in its production. It's to the grid is what we call it.
Yeah.
So songs like this, it's just raw rock and roll, and it was that early emo, like emo screamo stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Okay.
It's honestly a good break from rock now, like to go back to older rock to hear the messy stuff, because rock isn't supposed to be classical, follow the rules. Like in every movie, the rock kids are always breaking the rules. Why did that rhyme weird?
Because it's perfect, and she couldn't have said it better at all. Okay, moving on. That's maybe
Yeah.
the greatest. I love it.
Today I fell and felt better. Slowing its matters, I just feel stronger. Found a box of sharp objects.
Again.
What a beautiful thing.
Oh, so good. The bass player on this record is phenomenal. I think his name is Jeff, I think. Oh, so good.
What a song of glory.
It's like a begins and not
Oh, and back to the verse again.
Shine through the down, glorified by what is ours. But it made
This hat sounds so like it sounds so small. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that, but there was a big 808 drop
Otherwise,
right at the downbeat of that, and it was so amazing. So real quick, listen to it. You'll hear a big, what a beautiful. It sounds like a huge explosion, like you hear in like rap music and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I heard it.
Yeah. Big O. Yeah.
Great ending.
It's so good. Like, so let's talk production really quick. Simple. I mean, the production on this is really simple. It showcased a band. You heard drums, bass, guitar, vocals. The band. I mean, it was like an old school, like 60s and 70s recording. They weren't trying to like trick you with like cool production tricks and like synths and
Here's the pad over here.
right. Yeah, it was very, very like to the point, direct. Some would even call it like a realism portrait. Like, you know, it's a bowl of fruit painted. It's like it's a band painted. You knew exactly what you were listening to, and that's so refreshing, especially in today's world. Because I mean, there's so much synth work happening, and
Yeah.
I love all that. I'm a huge
Love
sound
synths.
designer.
Yes.
Huge sound designer. I've got a plethora of synths.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Love them. But when it comes to some rock and roll and just raw emotion, sometimes you just want bass, drums, guitar, vocals, and screaming your head off. And the one last thing, really fun thing, the big and sharp, when he does the big that's the only time you hear this big stereo verb come in. So this reverb that's happening on the vocal is accentuated when he's screaming, so it makes it sound like it's even bigger, and it's like in both sides of your ears and the headphones.
And
it's
you
like,
have the fun headphones.
I do have the fun headphones.
I have the speakers.
Well, because I'm the professional, so like we have to have. I need all the production tips, and I want you guys to listen to that. Next time you listen to the song, listen to the vocals when he says "in sharp." That verb just like fills your brain. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you like it?
I like it because it's just different from rock now, and just like for me, just hearing everything that's coming out now, like a lot of it's good. Sleep Token, Spirit Box, really good. But
Big fans. Big fans.
Oh yeah, bad. How good fans we are. Yep. Words are hard. This is just a break from not reality, but just break from what's happening today. And it's also nice for artists and people who can do the screams because it relieves stress and in a way.
It is. It's therapeutic. It honestly is.
Yeah.
I remember wanting to learn how to do that because, as an angry teenager, sometimes
Angsty.
as an angsty teenager, there's no better way to just let out just some of that frustration that you can't put words to, and you just screaming your head off.
Yep.
It helps. It really does sometimes.
You see him coming downstairs after screaming, "Where's my coffee?"
Exactly. So anyway, I think music like this is beautiful, and there is a huge comeback of it. I mean, that the emo world is seeing a resurgence, I think. Like the rock world is seeing a resurgence. I mean, like Hawthorne Heights and Thursday and Anberlin are currently on tour right now. If you know anything about Thursday or Hawthorne Heights, like there is some for sure like emo, screamo stuff. And the post-hardcore scene.
It's nice to go back to where people originally found, like, for rock bands originally going back to the, like, starter of newer. Yeah. So, like, newer rock bands use bits and pieces and what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
Well,
And, like, using things like with Billie Eilish saying that Lana Del Rey was her big inspiration. There we go.
there you go.
Newer rock bands using inspiration from olders, and just nice to hear the inspiration from that.
Yeah, well, you can see where it like anytime you can see an origin of a genre, of a style, of these were some of the more like first commercialized aggressive vocals. You have to remember that too.
Yeah.
Hardcore music's been around since the 80s, even the 70s, like the punk world, like Sex Pistols were doing that, even the Ramones, let's go. I mean, they were like technically shouting, and then you got Black Flag and you got, bands like Death from the 80s. I mean, all these guys were doing aggressive vocals, but it was never mainstream.
Yeah.
This was the first time in early 2000s that The Used and bands like that were popular on the radio. So I think so many kids from that generation growing up on that music now, bands like, Bring Me the Horizon and all these like newer bands that are doing the rock thing and the half scream thing, like Architects, the half scream, half sing thing, that was Linkin Park. And so you can always look back at the origins of things, and I think that's so important with any genre. I really didn't pay attention to what the lyrics were. It probably being an emotional thing, and probably was about a breakup.
Or
So
a box full of sharp objects.
Well,
you never know.
Let's look at it. It says like falling in love was the best idea I ever had, and he was like screaming at the end of it. It sounds sarcastic.
Yeah.
So that means it probably was like, it was the best idea,
Yeah.
And so it was definitely a darker song because it probably, I'm not going to talk, maybe it dealt with some self-harm stuff. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But, when you're in pain, like Bert was at this time, it definitely sounds like it. This type of song normally isn't a love song.
Yeah.
When you're in pain, sometimes you just need to vent a dark emotion and scream it out and just get it out. So it helps you move past it. So
yeah, kind of like Hurt by Johnny Cash, but the original guy.
Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor.
Yep.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah, he wrote that as just an expression of where he was in the time and all the things, all the people that he hurt around himself and the family and friends that his personal struggles at the time were dealing with. So, like it's good to be able to vent your emotions in song. And this is a great example of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is the music for today. On a scale of 1 to ooh, I think this is for sure like 100% ooh. Like
10 out of 10 oohs.
10 oohs. Oh, it's great. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe, do the whole thing, so you can hang out with us and listen to new music and music that you haven't heard before. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Better.
Later.
Bye.